everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Thursday, February 8th, 2018. Now before I get started on February 8th today, I'm actually going to go back and do yesterday, since I know I didn't give you a horoscope for yesterday, so I'm going to start there and then work my way forward. Alright, now what was going on yesterday is that we had the moon hanging out right here around the last 10 degrees of Scorpio. Alright, bringing our attention to making some big changes in life. Endings or beginnings, ending and beginning things. Also dealing with some deep emotional stuff that perhaps we don't want to deal with, and also thinking a lot about other people and how we share kind of money and our resources and our time with others as well coming in. Okay, I think that's what we were focusing mostly on yesterday. All right, with the moon here making a square over to the sun, that does make it a 3/4 moon and a waning moon. Since we are coming up to a new moon solar eclipse very soon. Okay, so I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to figure out what changes is it that we need to make in order to put our life in a better spot, a place that really resonates with us on the inside, that can help us reach some big goals and dreams and help us move forward, and maybe even having to change, this has been really big lately, change some goals and dreams, change how we see our life and the people that we associate with so that we can move forward. And I think what we've been trying to do yesterday and moving forward is readjust our mindset and readjust our perspective here so that we can fully let ourselves step into some kind of new life, better vision for our life, okay, and really start to work with the people that really resonate with us and can help us do the things that we want to do. And I think we're just trying to figure out how we can start to change some things in our life and change our perspective and change our mind so that we can start to do things that we think are going to be better for us and put our life in a better place. Okay, so that's what I see going on there. Yesterday around noon, the moon was making a sextile over here to Pluto. So I think anything that we were doing here to change our life, to dig up some deep feelings about what we really want in life, about who we really are on the inside here, even though it may have been hard to envision a new life with some of these things that were coming up, was helping us to put our life, I want to say, in a better place, to understand better what we need to do, where our life is going in some way. Okay, so I think there was a lot of that's just going on yesterday, just trying to figure out, okay, now that life is changing, how can we see a new life for ourselves? And I honestly think that sometimes we get these moments of clarity that come in, especially with the sextile to Pluto, where we're like, yes, like we're changing our life and this is really good and we're moving in this direction. And then I think other times we go back into confusion with the squares coming over to the 11th, where it's like, we're good, we see where our life is going, we're getting more clarity, we're doing things that we need to do, and then all of a sudden we're like, but wait a minute, is this what we really want? But I don't really know. And it just gets kind of confusing here because, you know, every time you make a move to change your life, you also have to change where you see your life going. And I think that's what we're kind of trying to figure out yesterday and into today. All right, after the moon made a sextile with Pluto yesterday at noon and then made a conjunction right over here with Jupiter around 2 p.m. I want to say really maximizing some of these changes that it is that we are making, really helping us to make changes, to have a new life, a different life direction in some way, even if it is hard to envision long term in which way everything is going to go. Maybe that's also the thing, like we know we need to make changes in life, but it's also hard for us to get the clarity and the vision on what's happening, and we're trying to figure out here, right, how to break through like this fog around us in order to see what is beyond it. And I think that's the hard thing. We're kind of having to like feel our way in the dark here, especially when you get Scorpio energy, to see what's going on and to try to make the best moves that we can without knowing for sure where everything is going, and trying our best to see what we cannot see right now and what we do not know, and which we probably won't know for sure until at least the solar eclipse comes next week. Okay, so that's what I see happening as we're starting to make some changes in our life yesterday around 2 p.m., noon to 2 p.m., I think in a really positive way. At the beginning of the day, I think the end of the day yesterday got to be a little bit harder. That's because after 2 p.m., when the moon makes a conjunction to Jupiter, the moon basically just didn't do anything here, maybe making it hard for you to get work done too, until 11 o'clock at night. And 11 o'clock at night, the moon then came into a trine over here with Chiron and a square to Venus right around the same time. So I think the end of the night could have brought up some really hard feelings for us, uncomfortable feelings about some big changes that we're making, about the people in our life, about money, maybe us making some more changes in life and it not feeling super comfortable for us, or us making some changes in life and not being able to see clearly where it's going. Okay, and I think there's just a lot of that going around yesterday. You know, I'm just gonna be honest, just to give you the message, like I really do think that like we're trying to make changes in our life to put it in a better spot. I think we have moments where we get it, where we're making progress, we're moving forward, and then I think we have other moments where we're like, wait a second, I don't understand fully, I don't see the whole picture, there's more information that I need, it's not clear for me, and that gets hard. And I think we're just trying to maneuver and to navigate that in some way. Okay, a lot of the reasons why I think that is because when the moon's in Scorpio, it makes sextiles to Capricorn and squares to Aquarius. And maybe this is just the way I think of it, maybe I just need to look more into Capricorn and Aquarius, but I think these two signs to me in a lot of ways are more similar than different. I mean, for one, they're both ruled by Saturn, so I think that's one thing where it's interesting when you have a sextile to one sign and a square to another one. These signs are so similar in so many ways, you know, where it's like we kind of get like the journey, we kind of get the Saturn part, the Capricorn part of where things are going, but we don't get like the Uranus part of Aquarius, which is like the vision. Like Uranus is like vision and like insight, and I think brings major clarity, and I think that's what we're struggling with. It's not the Saturn part. We get hard work is needed, dedication is needed, a long-term vision is needed, or a long-term action is needed and dedication, but it's the insight that maybe we're looking for that we don't have, that I think we're struggling with. Okay, so I hope that made sense there. Now I'm going to talk about the 8th going on, what's happening today for the day that the horoscope is for. All right, and at the beginning of today, we still have, as I was just talking about, the moon here at the very end degrees of Scorpio in a trine with Chiron and a square to Venus, bringing up uncomfortable feelings about some big changes that we're making in life, especially in regards to relationships and money. Maybe not feeling quite comfortable in life as we're making some changes, and maybe it being hard for us to envision where our life is going. Okay, so that's what's happening at the very beginning of today. Then at 7 a.m. this morning Mountain Time, the moon comes out of Scorpio and it moves into Sagittarius. Okay, I do like a moon in Sagittarius. Maybe it's because I'm a Gemini, but it does tend to bring a more passionate, more excitable vibe to the day. Sagittarius is all about travel. It likes to travel. It likes to explore new and different things that it has not done before. Also likes to just explore different belief systems and different ways of living. And so I think that's what starts to come in around 7 a.m. this morning, is after we've had some really kind of like heavy moon and Scorpio energy the past few days, making some big changes to our life, trying to figure out what it all means and being hard to figure out what's going on in life. Sagittarius, I think, helps us to open our mind and to explore our options so that we can get more of that clarity that we need and get more of that vision that we need for the future as well. Okay, so I think that's what's going on 7 a.m. this morning, is we're really starting to say, okay, we're having a hard time making some changes here. Dealing with some deep emotions is uncomfortable. So how can we just have fun with life and explore our options and just try a bunch of new things and see what happens? And I think the more that you try to explore new options, it's going to help you here, especially because Sagittarius sextiles Aquarius. It's going to help you get more of those answers and feel much better about your life than maybe you have been recently. Okay, so that's what's going on today. Then the moon's just going to hang out in Sagittarius for most of the day until 11 o'clock at night. And 11 o'clock at night, the moon is then going to come over Mars and make a conjunction there. Okay, and what that could bring again is it could superpower this excitement to explore, to do new things, to play, you know, to be out and about. That's coming in, and I think that's what's going on. You're just trying to figure out here what you need to do that's new or that's different to put your life in a better place and to fully step into more of these changes in life that it is that you are making. And I think today is a good day here to explore your options, to think about things in different ways here, and to try a bunch of stuff to see what's going to work and what's not, and to hopefully have a much lighter vibe than the past few days. Okay, so that is what is going on there. The moon is eventually tomorrow, even though it will not be there today, make a square over here to Neptune. So as you're trying to do some new things that you have not done before and explore your options and figure out what new thing you need to do to help you make some of these changes or to step into some of these changes and where your life is going, there could be some confusion that does start to set in tomorrow about some of the stuff that's going on. Confusion about some new thing that you're doing, or maybe it feeling uncomfortable, but getting out of your comfort zone to do some new things now that you've spent a few days changing your life to try to let some new things in. Okay, but needing to, if you start to feel that confusion a little bit today, be very intuitive, listen to your intuition and listen to your spirit so that you can overcome perhaps some of the difficulties doing something new, and so that you can fully let yourself step into new chapters and new things which are going to be coming very soon for you here at the solar eclipse in Aquarius. And I think right now we're just trying to adjust our perspective here and make some big changes in our life so that we can do something new and see our life in a new way. Okay, but before we can see our life in a new way and really step into some new chapters, envisioning a better life for ourselves, I think there's some confusion going on that we're having to work with the confusion, okay, and to kind of wrestle with the confusion a little bit so that the clarity can come later on after we've sat with some of our own inner stuff that we've had to work out. All right, so that's what I see there. Now for other stuff that is going on in the background, we do have Mercury in a conjunction here with the South Node in Aquarius. Lots of communication could be coming up, communication from the past, about things from the past. Maybe hard communication on the South Node, could be feeling a little bit held back in some way, but needing to address those issues so that you can move forward. Okay, so that's what I see happening there. Also overthinking. Sometimes planets on the South Node go a little haywire. You know, and sometimes it's a little bit harder to control planets on the South Node because you express them so naturally sometimes. So there could be lots of communication, lots of overthinking, lots of this coming out that could not be the most helpful for you, and just needing to make sure that you're thinking about things in the right ways, you're communicating about things in the right ways, and even if they are hard or uncomfortable conversations, that you're not letting them run over you and get the best of you, and that you're kind of being more conscious of what's happening so that you can move forward. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Planets on the South Node, you aren't always as conscious of them. They're kind of like habits that are so ingrained in you that you like just express, and sometimes you need to get a handle on these. So just make sure in any conversations that you're having that you're being a little more conscious about them and about how you interact with people so that you don't let things get the best of you and can make sure you're handling them properly. All right, we also do have Jupiter here in Scorpio coming into a square with the Sun, also bringing up here again more intense changes in life and intense changes in where your life is going, which I just talked about with the moon doing that. Also Venus coming into a sextile with Uranus, so could be some unexpected things coming up in relationships here, maybe people breaking free from relationships, also unexpected money stuff as well coming up, unexpected finances. I think it's a good thing here with the sextile coming in, these unexpected things, but with Mercury on the South Node, it could also bring up these unexpected relationship and money things, could then bring up some hard conversations that you then have to work out so that you can move forward. All right, so yeah, so I do see some of that going on. And then the last thing, oh, I already mentioned that, Mars and Neptune. So yeah, so I'm just going to leave that with you today so don't confuse you all and mention too much going on, but that's what I've got there. Now your card for the day is the 9. I keep getting this one too, time and time again. It's the 9 of Wands, upright. This card is a card of just being afraid. I think we're being afraid here that we've worked so hard and so long and we're gonna lose it all. Maybe I got this for Sagittarius. I got this for someone lately. But you know, the thing is, you're not gonna lose it all. You're not gonna lose it all. You know, it's like, I think we all feel like we're so close to something coming. Like being in between eclipses is like a really weird time, these 2 weeks in between, because like some big things have happened, but like they haven't really fully set in yet. And I think we're afraid because we don't quite know how everything's gonna go yet. You know, it's like we still have the solar eclipse, like we still have another big like thing to happen. There's still more of the story that we don't have, that the lunar eclipse kind of exposed or kind of brought more to our awareness. And I think maybe we're just feeling afraid, you know, like whatever's gonna happen at the solar eclipse is gonna be bad or is gonna make things worse, you know, or like there's so much confusion going on in between these eclipses that it could just feel uncomfortable. And I think the message that I just want to leave with you is to not be afraid, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't see the whole picture, even if you're not entirely where you want to be yet, even if your story is not finished yet, to not worry. Like it'll get there, to just stay the course. You know, it's like the worst thing you can do with this card is give up. It's a 9, it's almost a 10. It's like you're almost there. Just don't give up, and don't think that you lost everything, and don't think that things are never going to fall into place, because they are. You just need more time for you to work things out inside and to understand what you want, and really for other people too, to work things out, to understand what they want. And we don't know why things happen the way they do, or as slow as they do, or as fast as they do, but we just know that I know that things happen for a reason, and I think they happen for divine timing. And I think if there are answers to questions that you want that you don't have, and there are things that aren't falling into place, I like to think it's because there's something else either better for you coming, or there's something else that needs to be worked out, so that when it actually does happen, it will be the best for you. Okay? Yeah, that's what I've got. Just don't fear. Just don't fear if things are not going the way that you want, and just stay the course. And I think if you can stay the course, you're going to get more of the answers, and more of the clarity is going to come. Okay, so that's what I'm going to leave with you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.